Hello everyone, welcome to Animaniaugust 13. For the first week of February 1994, this will be a quick one. After returning from hiatus after Christmas and a slight delay due to the Northridge Earthquake, the Animaniacs returned with a segment called Animaniacs, which is about a serial that Slappy endorses that makes you have to go to the bathroom after you eat it. The Warners and the Beanstalk. This is a wacky retelling of the classic fable tale, Jack and the Beanstalk. In this version of the fable, of course, in the show Animaniacs, the Warners, of course, are playing the roles of the characters, with Helen Nurse at the harp and Ralph Teagard as the giant. And it ends with them getting gold eggs and meat, as a parody of green eggs and ham. Frontier Slappy. Slappy finds herself going face to face with legendary pioneer Daniel Boone, who wants to cut down a tree to build his house. This of course is a parody of Daniel Boone. The show on NBC that was an arguably failed follow-up to Davy Crockett, but honestly, 165 episodes over 6 years, I wouldn't consider that a failure. Anyway, this, of course, has a surprise cameo appearance from the Dover Boys, which is always good. Ups and Downs. This is an episode where Wacko Warner and Dr. Scratcher-Stiff get stuck on an elevator together. This episode is by all means the definition of a bottle episode, but it doesn't mean it's bad. It really definitely builds up the chemistry between those two specific characters. Like, you've always seen that they're quite opposites. Wacko is basically the craziest of the Warner kids, while Dr. Scratcher-Stiff is a guy who would prefer to be left alone. But now they're trapped in an elevator together. Wacko Warner, of course, decides to do some loony stuff, like sing Old MacDonald, like playing in a long round of Old MacDonald Had a Farm, with an initially reluctant Scratcher-Stiff, and Wacko to an increasingly angry Scratcher-Stiff tells knock-knock jokes. Overall, this is a great one. This is obviously one that was definitely made on the cheap because it was literally largely just two characters in an elevator, but it is just a great example of a bottle episode. The Brave Little Trailer. This is a parody of the movie The Brave Little Toaster, which I've never seen The Brave Little Toaster myself. In this segment, a trailer who of course is an original character to this segment it's told entirely in rhyme about how he has to defend his home against tornadoes. Overall, an interesting one-shot. And finally, the Pinky and the Brain segment, yes always. This is one of those segments that does something different. In this case, instead of trying to take over the world, Brain decides to reenact the iconic outtakes of the Frozen Peas commercial that Orson Welles did. In this case, this is of course the brainchild of voice actor of Brain, Maurice LaMarche, who always just came into the studio rehearsing by doing lines of the outtakes. In this case, he finally gets to do them on TV. Of course, some of the more profane lines in the outtakes had to be edited, so because this is a children's show. But other than that, the lines are taken straight verbatim from the iconic outtakes. Overall, an interesting concept. Thank you for watching today's episode of Animaniaugust. Goodbye, nurse.